Alright guys, this is the Tessstudio Underseat safe. It is pretty awesome. I will show you guys the install, which is super duper easy. Guys, I can't tell you how easy this install is. 20 to 30 minutes and you're done. I know that maybe there are some other videos I would advise you guys, and I'll link to below Charisma. He did a great video on this, but I think you can do this within 20-30 minutes. It's super duper easy. Lift this here. See how easy this lifts? So I barely use my hand here. This thing just lifted off. So this is enough here to put this on. Again, this is super easy. I don't even have to take off the chair. Super easy lifting this off. So you can see there now. What we're gonna do is lift this here. If it's down here, again, it's just this, unlock, and bam. That's it. I mean, that was that quick. If you guys notice how quick that is, I'm sorry if it's the dark here, but I mean, really quick. Get your handgun, bam. There you go. It's pretty awesome. Again, bam. Very easy, bam, and open. I'll show you guys how I'll show you guys my video on the install process and what I can fit in there, and how easy it is to install this thing and how cool this thing is. Okay, stay tuned, and I'll show you the entire install process and what fits in there. I'll show you how I sit in there and how my legs fit in between here, and whether this gets in the way. Just a spoiler, it doesn't. It's pretty awesome. I think this is a winner here. This is definitely a winner. Great job, Tessstudio. Thank you so much. I guess I'm gonna show you the space that you have here. Again, this is just the tool to reset it in case I need to reset it. But I have a few things here that I'm gonna put a couple of handguns and some glass. If you have expensive sunglasses like this Cartier here, you got some expensive watches in here. You want to store. Let's see if this fits first. Okay, let's see. Actually, we can probably have room for that right there. Does that close? Yep. That closes. Now I still have it unlocked, so I can open it, but that closes just fine. Okay, so we know expensive watch you can put in there, expensive sunglasses. Now what about handguns? Let's see. This is what I use for my carry conceal. It's MP shield, M&P shield. So let's put that in there. I have 3 mags with it. Not a problem. That will fit, no problem. Okay. Question is, can you fit another handgun in there? Let's see. I don't want to scratch up my beautiful SIG here. Okay. And the question is, can we put 2 handguns in there? Yeah, you can actually put 2 handguns in there if you wanted to. Kind of a little tight to put the mags, but obviously when you're carrying this in here, you're gonna be if you have a CCW, you're gonna be locked and loaded. I don't know if I'm going to carry this in here, but if I do, I'm going to have it unloaded, because that's the state of California regulations. If you carry a gun, it has to be unloaded and locked. So this closes fine. 2 handguns in there. One is a full-size P226 there. And so yeah, it fits fine. So this is a pretty big gun here. Not a problem. Yeah. And if you wanted to put these in there, again, you'd be locked. The mags would be in there, and you'd be locked and loaded, so you could just pull it out. But if you wanted to fit other magazines in there, you're good. Yeah. So actually this fits things quite a bit. It's not going to move around in there. Even if it moves around, not a big deal. Again, these guns I've already checked the chambers. I practice safe gun ownership here, but yeah, I mean, it's not going to mess up your gun. Actually, except there is an open spot here. I don't know how I missed that there. I gotta just pull that down there, but you can put this section that's around for it so it doesn't doesn't damage your gun. But anyway, if it moves around, it's just going to hit the felt here. Shouldn't damage it. But yeah, very good safe. Very, very well done, TESSTUDIO. This is, I'm getting in my truck now. Okay. Oh, this is too far up. So I'm just going to go in my settings here and just put in my, just going to restore where I'm at here. Okay. All right. So this is my driving position here. Okay. And my driving position. My knee, my calves, sorry guys, I'm in my PJs. My calves are touching this part here before they're actually touching the actual safe. So now if I do go here, yeah, but this is not, it's honestly, I'm needing to bend, I'm needing to bend my knees, you know, just to touch it. So most time I'm driving like this, it's really not a big deal. And even putting my feet straight, if I'm on autopilot, I'm just chilling here. This is nothing. I should drive a little bit out like that. So that's yeah, this is actually great. So now just to test out how this works, so I'm gonna put in my, that's it, lock, and then it just opens. That's it. So you can put in what you want here, you know, handguns, jewelry, whatever you want. You see how quickly that opens down. I think a lot of people may want to do something like a handgun. How easy is it to get through? I don't like again, people can choose what they want, but there's some people that have safes that are in here, and you know, like kind of down here. I don't particularly like that because I like to use this as storage, and you have to, on those safes, usually there's something that's over, and you have to remove that. So it's not a big deal if you're storing jewelry or something. That's not a big deal. But what if you're storing a gun, a handgun? You can't, you know, in the midst of things, things are going crazy. You can't just, let me pull this out, let me pull my fingerprint, let me try to reach down and get the gun. Like, you know, that's it's not ideal. Whereas if it's down here, again, it's just this, unlock, and bam, that's it. I mean, that was that quick. If you guys notice how quick that is, I'm sorry if it's the dark here, but I mean, really quick. Get your handgun, bam. So I just took a little stroll here and driving here. I got my leg back here. I don't even hit this thing. It's not even hitting. I mean, I really got to pull it back to hit it. I mean, just relaxing, resting here, easy. It's not a problem at all. So again, no worries that this is going to be uncomfortable. It's great. I wouldn't worry about it. All right, thanks. There's a picture of it, right? It's a video of it right now, how it looks, the final product. And I'm going to sit down and just show you where my feet are. If I just pull them back, this is comfortable for me, comfortable position. Again, bringing this all the way back, you can see how my calves are touching. My calves have to be touching in here. So yeah, I can't put my feet all the way back, but I never do anyway. So this is not a big deal for me. So yeah, so most time I'm driving like this. So this is easy. Okay. The other thing that I thought about is that there is a mat here. And what about this mat? This is a concern. But as you can see here, this mat can be pulled out. Let me pull this out here. This mat, and I'm not going to pull it out, but as you can see, it can be pulled out. This thing sits on top of the mat. Okay? So it sits on top of the mat. So So not a big deal. If you want to pull this mat out, put it back in. Again, I got to pull this whole thing out in order to pull that out. But again, you put this side in first, and not a big deal. Maybe a little hard to get to if you want to clean it, because you can see how dirty mine is. But this was a this is a really cool design by TESSTUDIO, because this does not sit flush. Outside does not sit on your mat. You know, you could make some that sit on your mat. I mean, you could buy some on Amazon that aren't this cool, and you can just put some tape on there. That is another option you can do if you want to do a safe. But this is secure. This is no one's going to come and steal this from you. If there's tape on there on just an aftermarket one, you can just, you know, peel it off. But again, I want to show you this. This is cool. Don't need to move. This does not impact your what you put down here. Again, great design by TESSTUDIO. Great job. Right, YouTube. I have the Underseat biometric storage container from TESSTUDIO here. Here is the box that it came with. I don't think this box really says TESSTUDIO anywhere on there, but let's take it apart and see what's going on here. I took it out of the box. And let's get this wrapping undone. Okay, here it is. This is the biometric safe from TESSTUDIO. Now this is supposed to come with, let's see here, it's supposed to come with a key somewhere to open this. Let's see where it might be. In the bag here, there's instructions and the keys and the tool that it comes with to take the bolts off of your seat in the Cybertruck. So these are the instructions that it came with. So basically installation instructions, which is pretty much just a typed instruction. That's why you have people on YouTube that show you guys how to do this. The most recent one that I looked at was Charisma. We can reference that. He did a good job of showing how to install this. And then the second sheet is basically instructions on how to essentially reset the safe, the batteries, and all that comes with it. The keys are very cool. They kind of flip up like that, so it makes it easy to store them. All right. And then it comes with this tool that you undo the bolts of the seat, but I will be using my own socket wrench for that. And then this here to press the reset button inside to program it. All right, let's get to opening it up. I want to set this up first before I actually install it on my Cybertruck, just to be sure that it works fine. So my understanding is that you have to remove this part here. I found a way to do it just with my fingers. So you just press in here, and it pops up the bottom part, and you just remove it. Kind of easy. Okay, so don't need these tools. Okay, so the way this opens, you can see that it's now in the lock position here. So it's lock position here, but the key, when you turn the key to unlock, this still won't open. So I think this is just for the biometric. So when you do this, this will open now because the key unlocked it. Let's see if I can show you guys that. See how that opens? So just so you guys know that, I played around with this thing. Why is this not moving? Why is it not going to the unlock position when I turn the key up? So apparently it doesn't. I'm going to test this out, but I think this is probably for the biometric part of it. When you do put your finger here, then you can unlock that, and the key pretty much locks and unlocks. So let me show you here. Lock, unlock. So this doesn't have to move when you're using the key. Just so you guys know that. So you guys don't twiddle around with this like I did. All right, so looking inside, this is actually kind of cool because it gives you these mats that you can put all throughout here. So what's nice is that this already has this felt in here already. I'll just kind of show you that there. And this is nice because people might put some valuables in here, or maybe guns that they don't want going around scratching on this metal. This is pretty good quality here from what I'm seeing. So now I'm just going to go put these. I think these two will go on the sides, and then these two will go on the back, and this will go obviously with a little latch there. Go in there. So now before I do that, I'm gonna just make sure this works. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the battery here, or put a battery in, I should say. I believe this just opens up like that. And then it looks like it takes 2 AA batteries, which I'm gonna go get. So I was wrong, I said AA, but it's actually AAA batteries, the smaller ones, that do not come with this, so you have to get your own. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop these in there like you would a normal. You hear a beep, that's good. All right, so let's put this cover back on. Okay, that's back on. So now, my understanding is that you have to restart it. So this is all that opens here. Now there is a reset button right there. So my understanding is that you have to press it. Oops, put this tool in there, and you have to hold it for about a few seconds there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you hear it reset. So now the idea is that you push it again, and then until you hear the 2 beeps, and then that's when you can put your fingerprint in. So let's see, I gotta think about this. This is gonna go under my seat, and this is more so to my right. So probably the easiest thing to do is use my index finger. So that's what I'm gonna choose. So let's push it again. So I reset it. Now I'm gonna program it. Okay. Now put my finger in here. Okay. That I think should be it. Okay, I think that's, see here. Okay, let's check this out. Let's put it back in. Let's go ahead and unlock it. Okay, now let's see here. Locked. Let's see what happens if I can unlock it. There we go. That unlocks it. Now I can open it. Great. Close it. Lock it. Okay. Now let's see. Does it stay locked or? Let's see here. Stays locked. Yep, it stays locked. Okay. So it stays locked. Now let me try to open it again. Perfect. Oh, I gotta unlock it here. Already locked on me, so you got to press this. That unlocks it. You got the green. Now you unlock. You swing this open to unlock it, and that's how you open it. So 2 steps: pushing, put your finger sensor on there, unlocking it, and that's how it's done. Okay, so far so good. I know it's working. So I got my fingerprint on there. So now I'm just going to work on putting these padding. And next step is to, I think the hardest part from what I'm seeing is to undo the bolts and try to fit this in there. Okay guys, I'm almost done here. I put the back and the side in right there. I gotta adjust that a little bit better by now, just putting this in here. So the tip here, these sometimes are a little bit of a pain to get out. I recommend using a blade to kind of go in here and just kind of tease, here we go, sorry. I recommend a blade kind of go in here and just tease your way out to get this off there. Usually works very well. Okay, so put all these in. Again, I didn't do the best job. These things kind of crumple up if you kind of take them off and put them on again. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to be able to get it in there and just protect the padding there. So that's pretty much, kind of didn't do a great job here because it kind of got stuck to itself. But otherwise, I think it's good. I think this will be able to house things without, without move around without having any, won't be scraping, especially handguns or if you have jewelry or whatever it is you're putting in there, it won't scrape. So that's kind of nice there. Just putting some more things in here. So again, good padding either side. If it moves from side to side, it's not going to cause any issues. Back and front. It might hit, if you have something a little higher, it might hit this thing, but everything else looks to be okay. So if you're going to put jewelry in here, a handgun, whatever you're going to put in here should be protectable. You can probably add more padding if you need it to. And probably a good idea to keep this tool handy in here. All right, I think we're ready on to the next step to install. All right guys, I'm back here, gonna be looking into installing the safe. Now again, we gotta pull this back here, and we gotta get to this screw right there. And it's a Torx, they do have included tool as we mentioned before, but I'm gonna use my own here because I think this is gonna make it a lot easier to do. And go from there. Okay, again, this is a T45. And if you reference the video that Charisma made, he noted that it was very hard to get to undo, and that is because I think that tool that it comes with is a little hard to use. I think you definitely need a socket wrench to get this going. Make sure it's all the way back. Okay. I'm just going to pause this while I take this off. One thing you also want to do is pop these things off. I'll make it easier. If you just use a big flathead screwdriver, make things a little easier to pop off. So I went ahead and removed the bolt that goes in here and took these plastic pieces off on both sides. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove this, and of course I'm going to move this storage here because I'm not going to use this anymore. You can always put that on the other side, but and this pretty much lifts. You can see how some of the videos before, this kind of comes up like this. So, but we'll need to remove all four to make that work. Okay. Okay, so I've got both screws off here. Okay, here are the screws here. Now the question is can we lift it up here to do it? Can that be lifted enough to do it here? That's the question. It's that center. Let's see, let me get you guys another look here. It's that center piece here that it's going to be hard to lift because I got to get both ends there. So as you guys, there's a video I'll post by Charisma, I believe. He kind of noted that it might be easier to take off all four sides. So let's pull this all the way in the front here. So I'm removing these bolts. Doesn't do anything to the car or to the seat, so don't worry about that. Hey guys, here they are. There's the screws right there, two of them. We'll have to remove both of those. You guys pulled out both of these back screws here. Sorry, here we go. Sorry, I know I videotape sometimes at night because I just have a very busy life, and a career and family. So here are the two screws here. So I do have to do some of my videos at night, but I think it's enough light here for you guys to see, and it's really just about the idea here as far as how to get these installed. And essentially watching somebody do it. That's really why I started making these videos, because I wanted to show people how things are done and also review good products that I like for the Cybertruck. All right, so I got all screws out here, and now I can get to putting on the safe. Just to show you, I have all screws are off, but this thing still moves fine. Okay, so you're not in danger of messing up your chair by taking out the screws. Okay. Let's take this all the way back. Okay. All right. So now we're going to attempt, by the way, if you have Phillips screwdrivers and like I just did here, anything here, don't put it on your seat. These are really nice seats. Put everything down on your mat here, okay? All right. All right, guys, I am back here. I'm gonna attempt to do this. I don't know how well you can see this. I apologize. I'm doing it on my own. I'm gonna attempt to lift this here. See how easy this lifts? So I barely use my hand here. This thing just lifted off. So this is enough here to put this on. Again, this is super easy. I don't even have to take off the chair. It's here. All I'm gonna do now is lift this thing up and then put it on, okay? Again, super easy lifting this off. So you can see there now. What we're gonna do is lift this here. Here's a trick here. Not a trick, but it's just something for you guys to know. And this was, Charisma did note this. You want to get this here, kind of right there, okay? Enough to show that to you guys. See that? Right there. Okay, now, but the problem is you gotta get this part in two. Oops. You gotta get this part in two. But you have to be careful because there is a wire there. Okay. Now the trick, there's a wire right there. You're gonna see that? Luckily it's hidden there and this thing protects it. So the idea is here is to, sorry, let me put this out here. Hang on one sec. So the idea here is to not mess with that wire down there. Okay. This thing is, I don't want this part to cut that. So I think that's okay. Now, is it going to harm that? Let's see here. Can I push that wire down a little bit? Let's see here. Let's see what I can do with that. Not much I can do with that. So I don't want to take that too far in. So I want to make sure it doesn't hit too much. Okay, so I think that's okay. Now let's just see, now put that back in. Now let's just see if this goes here. That's going to be an issue for me to sit down. No, that should look like it's going to be okay. I mean, my feet might hit that, but not a big deal. So let's lift this up again. See how easy it is? Lift up the seat. It's kind of crazy how easy this is. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not messing with that. Right there. Okay. Okay, guys. So I did it enough where it's just barely, it's not even touching. And you can see it is sticking out a little bit more, which I don't really care too much. I'd rather not mess with the wire there and have it stick out a little more on my feet. So that is not going to damage it, and it's not going to move once I put these bolts down there. Okay, again, look how easy this thing is just to pull up and down. You just check all the 4 screws out, and you just one hand, I'm able to lift it. Really easy. I mean, you guys should not be worried about this install. Super, super easy. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is put back the 4 screws. And that's it. And then we're done. Okay. That's all there is to it. Little, I don't know if you'd call it a pro tip, but I would take this off of the socket wrench first and just do it by hand until you need to use the wrench. I mean, most people know this, but in case you didn't, this is just easier to do. Okay. Just do it by hand first. Now I'm going to use a socket wrench to do the rest. Make sure you're not just, yanking at it here and like that. You just, You can use 2 hands to do it, but it's really important to keep this straight, just so you don't tear off the screw, which I did. I tore off one of the screws on my crossbars there because I was just yanking and holding it from there, from the socket wrench. So just be careful there on how I like to kind of hold it in here and do this until it gets really heavy. Then when it gets really heavy, I'll put one hand here and then the other hand here, and I'll kind of make sure it's straight, and I'll just torque it. And okay, so that's it. I'll tighten that a little more. Now I gotta do that end. Let's see if these just slide right back on. I'm not sure if they're going to or not. I don't think that they will. Could be wrong, but okay. Guys, so I was able to put that back on, and I'm just going to tighten it. So just maybe another tip now, since now I've done this, you do not need to take these off. You can keep these on like I've done in the back seat here. I mean, I kept these on. You do not need to take these off. Actually, I'll show you in a little bit, but you do not need to take those off. This is so easy that you just keep those on. And there we go. All done with that. These pieces back on. Again, you do not have to take off these pieces. Again, guys, this is super easy. I mean, it's going to take you like probably 25, 30 minutes at the most, and I'm videotaping. So let's go back and put these on. And remember, I did not take these pieces off. You do not need to. It's just unnecessary. I mean, where the actual hole is, I did not even need to, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but it didn't even move. This whole time that I'm doing this, the hole didn't even move. I mean, it stayed to where it's at, and again, just super easy. Super easy install. And I'm pretty much done here. I'm just going to put these bolts back in, and I'll show you that the final product. That's it. Screws are back. Okay, so once again, all you gotta do is remove the screws. Don't even remove these. Not necessary. Remove the screws. It's really beneficial to use a socket wrench, guys. I mean, this is what you have to do. You get, so I bought from Amazon. I'll link it, a T45 bit. I'll link the whole set here. You can use their tool that it came with, but this just, man, it was very difficult to try to get the screw off. It's on there so tight. It's very difficult to get it off with the tool that it came with. And I understand that companies like Tessstudio, they're not going to send you a whole socket wrench. But at least it's a tool. If you're strong enough, you can do it. But this will make your job way easier. I mean, again, I don't think this will take you more than 20 to 30 minutes to install. It's just super easy. I would not be concerned in any way. I know Charisma has some awesome videos. I always looking at what he's got and looking at his instructions. But he mentioned that it would take maybe an hour. I'm here recording this, and I probably did this in 30 minutes. Again, that's because I watch people on YouTube like Charisma, because I also added my own techniques here to see what helps and what helps. If I can minimize what you guys do, again, not scary at all. You don't even need to take these plastic things off. Okay, you just undo the screws at all four ends. That's it. The seat doesn't fly anywhere. You literally move it up with one hand just to get the safe in. Put it back. It doesn't fall off the rail. It doesn't do anything. The only thing I would say is, you see how there's a little bit of a gap I left there. It's because I just did not want to hit that cord there, even though the cord is protected. Just a bunch of little wires in there. I don't think it's going to hit it. And honestly, if this is too far against my legs, I'll put it back a little further, because that little wire, that little harness there with the wire protector is not a big deal. All right, guys, this is these large Torx bits. I mean, I have a lot of Torx bits. This kind of smaller ones, kind of in my tool sets here, or wherever they are. But they're small. I needed to buy this from Amazon. This was really cool. Here's the T45, as you can see here. I'm sorry, right here. And this is the one that I used to do this. I think it's like $16 on $16 on Amazon. Pretty cheap. I'll link this in the description. You can use any type of a Torx wrench. I mean, these are most of you probably have this, a socket wrench in your tools. I mean, if you don't, you can buy those on Amazon. They're very cheap. So again, I mean, you can use the wrench that it came with, which is this here, but it's just, you know, it'll take you a lot longer. And again, that's kind of what Kai was my reference. He did want to use this to see what it was like, which again, I really do respect. But just to make life easier for you guys, this was needed. And that's it. That's kind of the tools. Most of you, again, have a socket wrench, and if you use that, 20, 30 minutes, that's all you need to install this. Super duper easy. No concern about the seats ruining anything. Again, I'm one that does not want to mess with my Cybertruck too much, and so I think chose the route of installing that Pelsee, because I didn't want to go through all the connections and using the power in my Cybertruck. So again, this was super duper easy. You guys should have no concerns doing this. As long as you got tools that make it easier for you, this will be a breeze. I promise.